Hey everyone, it's Jared with SDS, and today we're going to be talking about the TBP-12 from Tokarev USA. And more importantly, we're just going to give you guys some tips and tricks to ensure that your shotgun performs as you want it to. So if you're not familiar with the Tokarev TBP-12, this is a semi-automatic, gas-operated bullpup shotgun that is made by our manufacturing partners at Tokarev Arms in Turkey. Now these have been extremely popular and they've been on the market for a couple of years now, but every now and again we get a few customers that shoot us emails or messages letting us know that their gun isn't working right, or maybe they just have questions about parts compatibility. So in this quick video today, we're going to kind of go over some of the things that we found from using these, and then some tips on maintaining your shotgun so that you don't have any issues. That's our primary goal. So let's start with the magazines. So all of the shotguns from Tokarev USA are fed from the 1919 pattern magazine. Now, there are a number of shotguns that utilize this Turkish pattern. We kind of gave it the 1919 designation because one of the first imported models had that. But these are available in 2-round, 5-round, 10-round magazines, and we even see some guys making couplers now that you can get up to 20 rounds. So the most important thing about the magazines is just make sure that there's no burrs on the feed lips of the magazine. Also that the follower moves down and into the body of the magazine without a lot of resistance. And then also every now and again disassemble the magazine by taking that base plate off and giving it a wipe down, making sure there's no dirt and debris in there. And if you're going to lubricate these, I recommend like a dry film lubricant, like Triflow or something similar. You really don't want to put anything that's too greasy or will leave a residue, because that'll just attract dirt and dust. But like I said, keep them clean, make sure that the feed lips aren't bent, give your magazines a quick inspection every now and again, and you shouldn't have any issue out of these magazines. If your magazine is clean and you don't have any resistance and you're having problems, the most likely culprit is the ammunition. All shot shells are not created equally. There is a great amount of variance from manufacturer to manufacturer, whether or not that everything is, the components were assembled, really well. Like you can see this Wolf one, it's got like a little bit of more of a bulge at the front versus the Remington and this Longbeard XR. So if you're noticing that sometimes you have like some issues with feeding, always look at your ammunition. Just try hand loading the magazine and then just stripping the rounds out to see if they snag up or get caught on anything. That's generally going to be, where most of the problem lies, is with either there's damage to the magazine, it's dirty, or the ammunition you're using is just kind of a weird shape and doesn't feed properly. Being the point of contact on social media and even our gunsmiths, one of the common things that we see is there are people that load the magazine into the gun and they will tell us that, hey, the gun is now inoperable, they cannot cycle the bolt or anything like that. And this is a very simple thing to remedy and prevent from happening. And when you're loading your shotgun, all you need to do is insert that magazine gently until it engages the magazine catch. That will allow everything to operate as it is intended. Now what we see is there are certain people, they may be a little enthusiastic to load their gun, but they will insert that magazine and hit that thing as hard as they can on the bottom. And what they have actually caused is an over-insertion issue. And you can see that the magazine catch on this side is no longer engaging the magazine, and that the ribs that are on the side of the magazine are no longer visible because you've over-inserted it into the magazine well. To fix this, all you have to do is pull down slightly till you hear that kind of clip and engage, and boom. Problem solved. So if you want to prevent this from happening, I recommend that when you load your Tokarev shotguns, you just insert the magazine kind of gently. We're not forcing anything in there. Watch. Give it a little tug. Magazine should wobble just a little bit, and boom. Problem solved. So be gentle with your magazines. No need to give them the old slap. This isn't 1960s Vietnam with your M16A1. This is 2024. So sometimes you just got to be a little gentle. Just get them in there until it seats, give it a little tug, problem solved. Quick tip on maintaining your shotgun, just do it. Every couple hundred rounds or so, we recommend 200 to 250. Give your shotgun a good cleaning and a thorough lubrication. Pay attention to that gas piston, as those guys do have a tendency after heavy firing schedules to have excess carbon build up there, and that will lock the system up. Make sure you're paying attention to the gas port and that it is not clogged. We see that shotgun holes every now and again, little plastic shavings when they're going down the barrel will get caught in there. Some ammo that uses softer hulls, it's more of an issue than some of the higher quality stuff. Yeah, but just don't over lubricate it. It doesn't need to be dripping wet, and you don't need to clean it every 10 or 20 rounds, but every 200, 250 rounds, just give it a thorough cleaning and a proper lubrication, and that is going to keep this gun running optimally for a long time. As for ammunition, guys, you know, high quality factory ammunition is always recommended. When you purchase your shotgun new, we recommend putting a couple hundred rounds of something that's a little bit heavier. You know, think about 1,300 feet per second, 1 or 1 1/8 ounce loads. It could be birdshot of any size. I think number 8 is probably the most prevalent that we see. But you know, high brass is always going to work a little bit better than low brass, especially when it comes to feeding and reliability. Like I said, this is 12 gauge 1 1/8 ounce shot. This is kind of our test, so 3/4 dram equivalent. This is kind of my go-to round for breaking these guys in. But you can use anything like this Mirage. This is, you know, 2 3/4 inch. 7.5 shot, 1290 feet per second. This stuff seems to work in it pretty good. Even the Sigilla high brass right here, I don't find this too often locally, but you get the idea. Heavier loads, a little bit faster when it gets out there, and then you can kind of work your way back down. I will say that most semi-auto shotguns don't like the cheapest of the cheap Walmart loads. Those are great in pump guns, they're great in over-unders, but for gas operated or inertia semi-autos, stick to something that's just got a little bit more oomph behind it, and you're going to have a lot more fun at the range. To recap quickly, make sure your magazines are in good working order and that you're using high quality ammunition, and you're using a little bit faster or heavier ammunition during that initial 100 to 200 rounds. Secondly, make sure that you're cleaning and lubricating your firearm properly every 200 to 250 rounds. And then lastly, when you're loading the shotgun, remember, you don't need to over insert the magazine. Just insert it in the magazine well so that magazine engage catches, give it a slight tug, and you should be good to go. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Till next time though, I hope to see you at the range real soon.